So hello,
What?
very warm welcome to the VR show, the show which talks about various major football leagues in detail. Today we are going to continue the theme of individuals, and we have Mr. Leroy Lita with us, who has played for the likes of Reading, Swansea City, among a host of other teams. So without wasting much time, I would like to invite him to the show. And I would like to begin by asking you, how are you, and what have you been doing in this second wave of lockdown? I don't know, is it second or is it third?
I don't know. I don't know how many lockdowns we've had now. Not much. I've just been busy with my family. I just had a baby girl,
Hello.
so we're busy with her. Yeah, just get on with everything how it is, and hopefully, I go back to normal soon.
Yeah, hopefully. So, what I have planned is it kind of normal now with the lockdown because it's been like, I think the third one
Yeah,
or
something like that. Yeah, we're still in lockdown. Everything's you can buy food and go to the shops, but everything's closed. Yeah, we can't go into other people's houses or have more than two for households at Christmas. So yeah, it's not great, but we get on with it.
definitely. So like we'll move on more to your career, and like looking back now, you have had so much, have played for so many big teams and everything. How do you look back? Like when you now kind of sit down when you have time because you're in lockdown now. When you look back to your playing time, how do you look back? Like you're still playing, but maybe when you are in your peak, like
Professionals,
of
yeah,
your
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I look back with pride. So achieved impossible, which I was told it's a hard career to pursue. So yeah, I look back with pride and then loads of good memories. Met some incredible people through football, so and had some great moments, and that I'll cherish forever.
like you said, like you achieved something impossible because, like you said, like some of them may have put you down. What was it like? Why do you say that it was an impossible dream?
I didn't say that. I was told this would be impossible for me to do it. So, but many people try and, you know, because there's a small chance of becoming a professional footballer. But I know I was determined to make it. So I just focused on the positive side, and I believed in myself and worked hard and got there.
Definitely, and like you said, like like only a small percentage of them make it, and probably so that's why people kind of think it's difficult, which probably it is. What was the major difficulties that you faced, like while maybe making it into a pro?
Well, I didn't find it difficult. I love football, so I was dedicated to it. You have to dedicate your whole life to it. Literally, growing up, you have to what your friends are doing who want to do normal jobs. You can't be doing what they're doing or going where they're going. So you just have to commit your whole life or dedicate your whole life to the sport, and that's what I did. But I enjoyed it. It wasn't difficult for me because it was fun, and I was working hard, and I could see the benefits of working hard paying off. So it was great for me.
So again, like this might be a very basic question, but why football?
I don't know. Probably what fell in love with football when I first saw Ian Wright play. Um, yeah, from that moment, I said I just want to be like him, and went down the park. My friend said I was okay, so I took it quite serious. Down.
And do you like I don't know about there, but here you do not have like the grounds that was available back maybe 10-20 years is probably not there right now for like children to play. Maybe you have more of like the five side, like turfs more which are like prominent all over the cities. So do you think like you said like you used to go to the park to play, and probably even I used to go back when I was a kid, which is missing these days? Do you think that is something which kids will miss out because something that you learn in the park which probably would not be you'll not get any other place?
Well, I see it as the ones that still go to the park to play football. They're the ones that got a chance, and that got a chance again. They're not the ones sat at home on their PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, or on their phone. So yeah, it's something you have to commit to and work hard at. It don't just happen. Your parents can't say, "Why don't you just try football?" Because it doesn't happen just like that. You have to work at it and work hard. And now,
So
yeah, you're right. These nowadays, you don't see many kids in the park playing football. I remember as a kid, every Saturday morning, finish, obviously no school, get up super early, go down the park, play with the first group of people who are there. get to 12 o'clock, play with that group, 3 o'clock, play with that group, and then in the evening when the older people come and join in with them. So and go home at 6 o'clock for dinner, and then Sunday play for your local team. So yeah, that's how I, as I said, you have to commit your whole life to it, and it's not easy. It's a lonely. Um, it's a lonely road to get into a professional. So, but as I say, if you work at it, stick at it, it can happen.
Definitely. And like you said, like the park days were probably quite a while back now, but if when you look back at those days, if you had to choose one moment, like which you still have of your park days, which one would that be?
Yeah, I always have one in my mind. A great question. No one's ever asked me that. To be fair, yeah, I remember going down to the park one Saturday, Sunday morning or something. Went down. There was nobody there, but there was a I don't know, summer holidays or something. I don't know. I'm not sure because there's literally no one in the park, and there's this pavilion. So I just got a ball and just practicing both feet with a and hitting the pavilion, and just had fun like that. Even though there's no one to play with, you can still get something out of it. And I always remember that, and I was always saying, if I get to professional, I remember just coming down there and doing this on my own and seeing the improvement. And yeah. So yeah, that would be my biggest memory from that.
And like in the intro, I said like how you have played for so many teams, in your career till now. And this might be a difficult question, but if you had to choose one team where you enjoyed your time the most, which one would that be?
There'll be all different reasons. So obviously Reading, everybody, that's probably the most successful club, like as a team I was at. Most enjoyable to probably be playing under Tony Mowbray at Middlesbrough. I loved the way he played, but we was doing well when he came in, but before that we weren't doing so great. So there'd be different reasons. Swansea was a great club, great people. I got on with everybody, even though I didn't play. So there's all different reasons for having a bit of favour. I got a soft spot for Swansea because of all the staff and the people within the club are really together, and I really respect that. Everyone gets on, and it's like a good family football family.
Definitely. And like I personally remember your reading days, like more than others because I saw you play actually back then, like, and I'll just share a small story with you. Like before that, I didn't know, like Lita could be a like surname or could be a guy's name, because there was a wrestler, I guess, a female wrestler in WWE who was Lita.
Wrestler, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, and then I used to watch WWE or WWF
Yeah.
before that, and it's like, okay, I didn't know this. Someone like when you check the scorecards and you see, okay, Lita scored. I'm like, okay, how did that person come in here? And then I did watch, and reading back then was quite fun to watch. Like when you all were in
Yeah,
your comp in the Premier League. Like,
I remember a lot of people enjoy watching us play because we're a small team, small club in the Premier League, and we was doing, we was doing very well against all the big clubs and that. So yeah, I think a lot of people had a soft spot for Reading back then. So yeah, which was nice, and we put the club on the map, and which was great.
definitely, and your celebrations were also quite adventurous and good. Like I think that attracted me. Maybe yeah, okay, that celebration is good.
Yeah, that's why we play football. You know, that's the whole point. When you score, you celebrate, and then with the fans, I remember as a kid that I wanted to play in front of thousands of people, score a goal, and celebrate crazy. And that's the enjoyment. So you don't see it as much, but it's something I loved. And then that feeling I'll definitely miss, but I've had plenty of it, and I enjoyed it.
Did you pre-plan the celebrations like before every game?
No, well, sometimes you do, but then just getting that moment. I don't know. You might be 2-0 down, and then you win 3-2. The celebration's totally different. So, yeah. So it's just one of them in the moment things. So I just, I show how much I love it, and I think that's why I had a good relationships with fans with every club I played for. When I played
Definitely, and
against them,
like
when I played
again, like you
against,
have played. Yeah,
when I
please
played
say.
against, when I played against them, they didn't like me. But when I played for them, they loved me. So we'll take that.
Yeah, definitely. So like again, you have like in your career you have played against so many players, like of the highest caliber and in the highest stages. But if you had to choose one or some particular opponent whom you did not like facing for whatever reason, maybe he always had a bad day, or he was a bogey team or a bogey player, who would that be?
I don't. I never looked at things like that. I just, every game you win, it's you against another team, and for me as a striker, so me against one of these centre halves, man to another man against another man. That's all it was. I didn't really, nothing phased me. But there's some good, tough defenders all at every level. So I didn't really go into any game thinking, oh, I can't stand him or anything like that. No, I just got on with every game as a game.
And did you have any particular type of defender you would like playing against, like whom you could, like take advantage of? Maybe someone who had, like was slow, or anything like that.
The taller ones, because they always think when they're playing against someone smaller, they can just bully. But when you're a bit smaller, you have low sense of gravity, and it's hard to move someone like who's really got strong legs. And yeah, the tall defenders always had to think about the second time they went to try and move me or beat me in the air because I was good in the air as well. So it'd be a surprise to a lot of people.
And like you said, like how like the fans hated you, your own fans, when you moved to another team and were playing against them. Did you want to celebrate more when you saw them, like kind of hating
Uh,
on you or whatever, like booing you?
Oh, if yeah, well, I remember one game when I was at Middlesbrough. This the Millwall fans were giving me some abuse, like through the game, and I scored a last minute winner. So the shirt came off, ran down past them, So that's the way I like to deal with it. I didn't really get into and if anything else, and I just the only way you can shut them up by scoring, and I scored a last minute winner, and yeah, that's the only game I can remember where it's not they hate you, it's just they want to give you, they're trying to put you off the game, aren't they? So yeah, I didn't let them do that.
And like growing up, like you said, like you enjoyed, like you used to go, you were like you were a football enthusiast, like playing from morning till evening, in the park on Saturday, Sundays. And did you have any particular person, or any like player that you wanted to emulate, or like as a
Ian,
role model?
Ian Wright, yeah,
Okay.
an
And why is
Arsenal
that?
legend. I know it's one of the first guys I watched football, and I just seen this man scoring goals and celebrating like it's the best feeling in the world. So I wanted to try it and be like that. And yeah, Ian Wright all day. He's the main reason why I got into football.
And other than that, any other, like, or except Ian, right?
No, obviously then I looked up when I started getting more into it. I started looking at other players, but my hero was Ian Wright. So yeah, I respect a lot of players, and then I remember even like Sir Alan Shearer used to love love his goals and celebration. Andy Coles and Stephen Malaman. Stephen Malaman, I used to love watching him play. Just the way he dribbled the ball, and I tried that down the park, and I was like, "This is not my style." But yeah, he's another player that I used to love watching. He doesn't get him. He's a quality player, and I don't think he gets as much credit as he deserves.
Yes, and you said like how you tried dribbling, and you said this is not my style. What would you define your style to be as?
Uh-huh.
Like you said, like you tried dribbling, and this is you felt that, okay, this is not my style of play, or something that I would
Yeah.
best
If
suit
you
my.
if you watch if you watch Matt Malaman play, he had a certain way of dribbling. It looked so slow, but it worked every time. It was good to watch because he wasn't the well, he's quite quick. He's quick on the ball anyway. Yeah, the way he played, I just enjoyed watching him. I just thought he's an amazing player. He went on to play for Real Madrid. So, you know, there you go. That says all.
And like, if you had to describe your style of play, what would that be?
Um, Good in the air, good pace, and score goals. And that's it.
And okay, like you said, like you love scoring goals, and yeah, that as a striker, that I think it's a natural instinct that, like, if you were going on a bad spell, maybe 4 5 games without a goal, how would you motivate yourself? Because that would be playing on your mind, like continuously, because you live, strikers basically back then would live on goals, like even now, but more predominantly in the past generation, maybe in the 20 in the noughties, basically.
Yeah, it would play on your mind, but then you more experience you get through that. You totally forget the games are gone. There's nothing you could do. Next one and just the next chance, just try and smash that ball in the back of the net. So you just have to forget it. And if it don't happen, you go again. You just keep going till you break that duck. And once you do, 9 times out of 10, you go on a good little run of goals. So I don't think you should beat yourself up about it too much, and just focus on the next game and try and put it right then.
And did you like before going into a season? Did you have a set target? Okay, I will achieve this many goals in the season or something.
Yeah, always set myself target, and I've achieved them quite most of the time. So you always set yourself targets at the beginning of the season. And I remember at Reading when the manager set me one. So he pulled me in his office. He said, "This is my target for you. I want this many goals by this, or this." I was like, "Okay." Well, yeah, we might. I think I was on double what he wanted for the first however many games. So it's all good.
Definitely. And like if again, this is a hypothetical situation, and if you were on a hat trick and your team receives a penalty and your fellow striker is in a mood 5 to 6 game ban run of goals, what would you do? Would you give that person
I'm
50?
taking a penalty. I'm taking the penalty. Sorry, mate. Your run's gonna have to wait. Now it depends on what the score is. If he's the penalty taker and it's a close game, I would still take the penalty.
And in terms of like taking the penalty, like did you like people like you said like how you need to, even if you practice maybe 1,000 times daily, probably taking in a stadium with fans is completely different to if when you practice. How was it
Yeah,
for you?
I didn't really think. You didn't practice 1,000 times in training a day, but yeah, you hit maybe 5 or 6 in training or something like that, and then you see what you're comfortable with, and you do a bit of research on the keeper, because they do researches on the players, and try. It's a 50-50. Well, it's not really 50-50 because penalties should be scored. So it's just one of them. You pick your spot, go for it, and try and pull it out of the keeper's reach. That's it. And if that happens, you'll score 9 times out of 10.
And like, did you have like when you taking penalty, did you have any particular keeper that you didn't want to face, or was it just everything was normal?
Oh no, as I said before, I don't go into any game, thinking about the opponent. I just think about my team and myself, and get myself focused to help my team. That's it. I don't really look at the obviously the manager normally puts their team up on the thing. You don't go there and go, oh no, he's playing. Just it is what it is. You get go out there and compete against another team. That's it.
Of course, and like this question again might be kind of repetitive, like in terms of like how regarding the ban spell. But suppose if you missed a penalty during a game, would it play on your mind if you received another penalty in the same game?
Um, I think I've only been in that situation once, and the second time someone else took the penalty. So yeah, it's one of them. As I said, these penalties you should score them. So keepers got no chance nowadays, especially with this rule where they got to stay on the line or be at their foot skills, stay on the line. But yeah, it is what it is, and it's just one of them things. And see how it goes.
Definitely, and like you have scored a lot of goals, and if you had to choose again, this might be difficult. Your top three goals of your career till now, what would that be?
For the 21s against Slovakia, for England and 21s v Slovakia at Norwich. One at Bristol City, volley. I think it was a volley from the halfway line or something like that. And but it was foggy that day, and the footage of it's not great. And probably the number one will be my debut goal for the 21s. Not because the goal was any good, just like my family couldn't be at the game because I got called in last minute to the squad, and they watched it at home, and they all left me a answer phone message that I'll never forget. Like everybody's so proud, and that meant a lot to me because my family really enjoyed that one.
And like you mentioned like three different type of goals. And did you like have any particular goal or any definition of a like a dream goal for you, or was it like a tap in was similar to maybe a halfway line volley?
I don't care if it comes off my backside. Like I don't care. The goal's a goal. I don't know. I don't care. I didn't care how they went in. It's not everyone. I don't know. I didn't have no dreams of going, getting the ball, taking 10 players on or whatever. Nothing like that. Just, goals a goal. They all mean the same to me. It could be from a yard, could be from the halfway line. Means exactly the same. But for fans on the eye, obviously that's a different mindset. I don't have that. It don't matter to me. Someone shoot and hit me in my groin. I don't care.
Definitely. And like you already mentioned like how you have your like privilege to play under some managers in like in Middlesbrough or in other teams. And like if you had to choose one particular manager, like or a person in general who had the most influence in your footballing career, who would that be?
Steve Couple. Um, they don't make managers like him anymore. What I like about him, he actually took time. He kind of understood me um, before even meet him because he's worked with players from my background, and he could see the hunger. He really, yeah, probably Steve Coppell all day, and in the games as well. He's so calm. He doesn't try and complicate things. Um, Straight up, honest, and yeah, I'll have Steve Coppell as number one all day.
And on a personal note, are you planning to get into management or coaching?
Yeah, I'm doing some coaching and stuff now. So, but I want to in the future. I want to get back into the professional game. You know, as a manager eventually. So, I've got to take one step at a time and do well and show people that I can actually do the job and then hopefully get opportunities.
Of course, and this might be a very, very premature question, but do you have like particular style that you want to replicate on the field, or you want your team to play?
If you, I think it depends where you are and what players you have. I'm not one of them. I'm going to say I want to play like Pep Guardiola's teams when I haven't got the players to do that. So I think it's you work with what you got and you try and get the best out of them. That's it. Because a lot of people uh, they want this Pep mentality or Klopp, but you have to have them players. So there's no point trying to do what they do with players who can't because you make yourself look silly. So yeah, I'm one of them who's just I'll see where I am, what I have, and then we work from there.
Definitely. And do you like what do you think will be, or like if you're experiencing, will be the biggest difference for you, like being a player and a manager?
It's totally different. Well, big. I've spoke to people who are doing it, and I'm doing a bit of coaching now. It's totally different. You have to be. You just got. It's different. It's a different mindset. You got. You're not. It's not as playing. You could do something about it. Coaching, you got to try and get people to do what you want or get them to do the right things or improve them and stuff like that. So it's totally different to playing, and you can't compare.
And like being a striker playing at the high level that you did, like if you're coaching at the lower level of kids, do you get frustrated like with like probably you would probably put that chance in, but you see that person not being able to do that, so does that frustrate you? And how, if so, if it does,
Ah,
how do you
I,
overcome it as a
it
coach?
doesn't. It don't frustrate me because that's like saying um, someone you think you're better than because you've done something. You think you're better than you can think, but you're better off showing people. So if you start off a lower level, the results will come. So everyone will see that you. I think it's better to start that low because you have to work with players not as good. And if you can get the best out of them, people see it and go to the next step and just build your way like that. Yeah, it's great. Don't get me wrong. If you get an opportunity to go straight in at top level, fair play to you. But you can still get there. Building your blocks.
Definitely. And the only reason I asked you that question was like another former Premier League striker, Thierry Henry, gets accused, like like him being what level he had. Probably the people around him or whom he's coaching cannot probably come close to what he was as a player, and that's something that rumors probably which gets floated around that okay he can.
I think he's intelligent enough to know that he's not going to work with too many players that was as good as him. So, um, Yeah, it's one of them. I'm sure he knows that, and he's just trying to get the best out of people. I've not seen too much of his teams or anything because I don't really watch the MLS, and yeah, it's not something I think about. I don't think because I've played in the Premier League, I deserve. I should be there, and that person's not playing. It doesn't work. Doesn't work like that. We know that you got to earn it and show people you can do it.
Definitely. And like you have had such a huge, lengthy career spanning multiple divisions and at the highest stage. And if you had to like pick out one incident which is the most bizarre that you have had in your entire career, which one would that be?
Oh, we'll be here forever. No, I couldn't think of one. Well, I could tell you one. When I signed for Reading, I walked into the done my medical and I walked into the hotel, went to the reception and we was gonna have some lunch, and the chairman was there and he just walked. The chairman of Reading was there with Cilla Black. He walked past me, didn't even know what I looked like, and I was thinking this man just spent £1 million of his own money and he don't even know what I look like. So I had to laugh. So it's crazy.
Definitely. And like, yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, like the time when you made your Premier League debut, the first day, did you know that you were going to make your debut the next day, the previous day? And if so, how did you feel? Like what was your feeling?
Oh, it was a great feeling because the season before I broke my leg towards the end of the season when we got promoted. So the first game of the season, I was all ready. If I was on the bench and I came on at half time because Dave Kitson got injured, or just before half time, I'm not sure, 100%. Um, and just and scoring on my debut. So just look for. I couldn't believe it was finally there, but it's something I dreamt about for a long time, and I was more than happy to be there.
And we're getting to the end, and I'll ask you two more questions. And the first of the two is, like if you had to choose one moment from your career which you'll cherish for the rest of your life, which one would that be?
Like I said, when I scored on my England under 21 debut, and my family leaving that message, that always something that stick with me, and nearly got me crying that message on my phone. So yeah, that moment was really nice because I see how much it meant to the family.
Definitely. And like we'll wrap it up with one final question. And like if you had to give a piece of advice to a young player who's just starting out, what advice would you give that person?
Work hard, work very hard, and dedicate your whole life to it if you want to get there because that's what it takes.
Definitely. And like on that note, Leroy, we'll wrap it up today. And thank you so much for talking to me. And I wish you all the best for your future campaigns as a manager. Hopefully to see you in Premier League, probably take Reading Cup. And
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you and take
Merry
care.
Christmas and enjoy your festive season and hope to talk to you again soon. Till then, take care, stay safe.
And
Bye.
you, mate. Take